Welcome to the third episode of As Sweet As, and today on board is Mihil Ramaya. Mihil, can you introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. I'm Mihil Ramaya, and I am currently working as a software developer in HelpShift. So, we build apps. If you have Myntra, PUBG, or Ghana installed on your phone, you're secretly there in your phone. As far as my diabetes is concerned, I was detected a couple of years back in May and have been doing great ever since. My hobbies include sleeping. I have no special talents like most of the people you speak to, but then yeah, I just go.
You love
do my,
sleeping.
Yeah, I love sleeping.
Lovely.
I do my job, and in my free time I sleep.
So, when were you detected as a diabetic, and how was your first reaction, yours and your family's?
So I would like to make a shameless plug to my doctor's expression as well. So what happened is I kept on losing weight, and I thought it's fine because I have some belly and I was kind of losing it. Though it doesn't seem like it that I had a belly, but I did have. And so I called up a friend of mine who's a doctor, and she said maybe you should get tested for diabetes. So okay. So I ate my lunch and I ended up at my doctor's clinic around 6 o'clock, which is like 4 hours after lunch. She asked me to put my hand in the glucometer and it read 413.
Okay.
And she stands up and she's like, "Arey, ye kya ho gaya?" So not only me, but even the doctor was scared, and she'd seen me since 20 years and she'd seen me grow. And
But did you have any, sorry, just interrupting, did you have any symptoms apart from weight loss? You said you were losing weight and you called her up, but did you have any symptoms, any specific symptoms during that period? Because you're saying you got diagnosed just a couple of years back.
Yeah.
So that's when, and did you have any symptoms?
Uh, Point one, it was summer.
Okay.
I obviously was feeling thirsty. I was peeing a lot. Did not know that this was a diabetic symptom.
Right.
But then gradually I kind of figured out, and the stuff I have gone through, right? So I already had the symptoms of diabetes, and one day I went for Avengers. I had so after the movie I had sabudana vada. I drank lemon soda. I ate sandwich, momo, and shake. And I think that day my sugar would have touched 4 digits, but I did not realize it because I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So how was your reaction when that reading came in?
I kind of was prepared because my friend who was a doctor had told me that you may have diabetes, and yeah, I knew
You were okay
that
about
something was wrong with me. I didn't know whether it was type 1 or type 2 for the first 2 months of my diagnosis. So that was a little dangerous, and yeah.
So you did the C-peptide
Yes, I did.
test.
Yes.
And how about your mom? How did your parents take it?
Okay. So mom was okay. She still is more tense than I am. I am relatively chill because they are away. They don't know what our sugars are, right? So all the time you have to give a report to the high court that okay, mom, 100. Okay, mom, 150. So it's chill, but now she kind of trusts me with my carb counting and stuff like that. So yeah, it's fine now.
So it's fine now.
Yeah.
So she's also getting used to being normal.
Yeah, and thinking like a diabetic. That's important. That I would like all your family members to think like diabetics, and that's how they develop an empathy towards you.
Right.
Right. Else, imagine the entire family is eating some sweets, and they force you to eat. That will do no good to you or them, right?
Correct.
So yeah.
So you feel that obviously the awareness with the family members and their support is very important.
Yes.
And how did you get them aware?
So first step was to get myself aware.
Right.
Sai, like a lot of you must be knowing Sai. So Sai and I used to share blogs with each other. We used to read around 10 articles daily, and that's how we got educated. And an important thing is experimentation, right? A lot of people read blogs and blindly believe stuff, what is written online. They don't know that it cannot be substituted for medical advice.
Right.
Like nothing written online can be. You require a doctor.
Yeah, you need a doctor, and also you need to try, right?
Yeah, experimenting is very important. So one common thing that I found between both of us is that a lot of people say advocate low carb, right?
Right.
But the two of us have found in runs advocating dal chawal, right? And that's
Welcome, even I do that.
so that's what I mean. So uh, so that's all. The two of us are advocating dal chawal, and that's actually important kind of for
Right.
nutrition. And I mean, come on, it's dal chawal.
Because you are diagnosed recently, probably maybe you were working or you just finished college.
Yeah.
I have been a diabetic for a long, long time, 30 years.
Yeah.
And what helped me, the awareness came is by reading, by knowledge.
True.
Continuously reading things and experiment. I love experimenting too.
Right.
So the trial and error was very important. Secondly, we have beautiful doctors. So actually, Dr. Yadnik, again, I must thank him. He let me do what I want. There was no restriction. He will not tell you don't do this, don't do that. He said do this and let us know what the result is.
Right.
So trial and error helped you more getting aware.
Yeah.
And then how you taught that you educated your parents, or they were also reading about it or something like that?
Initially they were always suspicious of every move of mine, like all parents are, right?
Right.
But later on they got to know the reasoning behind it.
Correct.
And it's not only important to educate parents on it, it's important to educate your peers, it's important to educate your office people on that, or your classmates on that.
Right.
Come on, what if they find you lying down one day?
Correct.
Right? They're supposed to test you on the glucometer before giving you insulin or sugar. Right? So that's something which is really important, which I want to get across to all of you.
Right.
Yeah.
So now when you're working,
Yeah.
are the people aware around you that you have diabetes, and do they know what has to be done in case of emergency situation?
Okay. So once there was Chinese food in my office, and one of my peers walked up to me and like, "Hey, did you count your carbs properly, or are you skipping this meal?" So that's the level of awareness
You created?
Yeah.
Lovely.
So all of them, and in fact, my friend just found me taking a shot for a cup of coffee, which I may or may not do. So she's like, "Are you hyper?" And that's the kind of awareness my friends have.
So they're using the terms which usually only diabetics use, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That's a really good
What
thing.
about you? Like, do your friends know about this?
Also,
And, yeah.
I have been a diabetic since the age of 9,
Right.
and they definitely, so they are aware about it, but the terms I don't know, because I've been very well managed. Luckily, till now, I needed no help. I have, whether I've had a hypo or a hyper, I could manage. But my teachers knew it because I was the only diabetic in the school.
Okay.
So my teachers knew it. My friends all knew it because I used to take my injection in front of them. So we go to college and take a shot. So they used to generally see my face, but when I was tired, they used to ask me, Pooja, is everything okay? So that is everything okay? It took everything related to diabetes for me. I said I'm doing good. So even now when I go to some classes, like especially my Pilates class, the teacher is quite aware. So I usually, so yesterday I had a hypo. Means the sugars were dropping, so I wouldn't do the exercise. I first took something to eat, and everyone, and there are doctors also in that class. Like, Pooja, are you okay? So then should I get you some dates? And they are no, and then they relieve you. Then they won't be behind you,
Right.
and then I will continue. So awareness is there enough, and I've definitely been creating awareness because I have a type 1 who's a tennis player. So at least at the course, all her trainers know she's a diabetic, and they know if it's a low sugar and high sugar, what she needs to do. So it's just, you have to communicate. And it's very important for people to know, nothing to hide. Why do we hide things? That's the worst thing, to hide as a diabetic, because in emergency situations, nobody will help you. So one thing is also I carry a I'm a diabetic card. B, at least where I'm working, like, Medhavi knows I have diabetes. She's been working with me. My parents know it. I'm usually here. And then when I'm with my friends, they know it. So at least the surroundings, they know it well. With whom you're traveling, with whom you're living, or with whom you're working, no. Very, very important to know. So that, they also, because there could be a change in behavior. So they know that something is wrong.
Right.
If something goes really like, if you generally, I don't get very angry, but if at all I get angry, they know, okay, something is wrong with her.
Right.
So awareness has been created, and I don't feel anything wrong about it, and I don't like to hide things. I would like to say, okay, I'm a diabetic, you better don't force me with anything.
Yeah.
Because many times when we go out, people don't know it. They want to make you eat by love. But then when you say now, it's more respected. But it was not so when I just got diagnosed. I am talking about 20 years back. Even they're forcing, after you're telling them, they didn't understand. But in the 30 years, the 3 decades, there has been more awareness created.
Yeah, that's a great thing. In fact, I need to make this point. So we go for tea every afternoon around 3 p.m.
Right.
All of us office mates, and they know one thing. I take tea without sugar every day,
Right.
and they know another thing. That if I take tea with sugar, means something's wrong with me.
Correct.
So they know that. So that is important.